Hey guys, how's it going? Feeling really pumped this morning, going for a walk in San Francisco, and I just recorded another video previously talking about how you can use this asset in your life if you know who you are. And the video was about, how to be yourself, and one of the keys to being yourself is to know who you are, know yourself. And one of the ways that I know who I am, and I want to encourage all of you to find out who you are, is to knowing your values. If you know your top 5 personal values, that's it. That's the USB to knowing who you are. Because whenever you're in a tough situation, you should always operate through your values. Your values are like the internal compass which will guide you through every situation in your life. And here, let me show you what I see here in my beautiful background. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, San Francisco, I love you. Anyways, so one of the ways that you can really know who you are is through your values, and your values are internal compass. So whenever you're going through something difficult, something you're struggling with in your job or whatever, not just job but also in your personal life, is knowing who you are, and your values will guide that. So for me, one of my top 5 values is authenticity, being who I am, speaking my truth. Whenever I'm in a situation where I am saying something else, but on the inside my talk is totally different, I try to own that inside talk and say that out loud instead of saying out loud something that would impress other person, whoever that is. So for me, it has been the real key to owning myself and not worrying so much about what other people think of me, because that's something that I've struggled with in my life, probably most of my life, ever since I was a little girl. And I've made a video about this, you can check it out before. And so authenticity is something that really helps me push through and break through in difficult situations to be myself, no matter how uncomfortable situations are. And what happens is, when I live through my values, I feel alive. Because when you're trying, for example, in this example of being authentic, when you're trying to be somebody else, it drains my energy. And so whenever I'm being authentic, it gives me energy. It gives me the courage to live my life boldly and to be who I am. Because what the hell? It's my life. Why would I live my life being somebody else? So that was one of the major awakenings in my life, and through that experience I've been able to figure out that is one of my values. And now I work with clients who have no idea who they are, so they struggle with everything in life, right? There's a lot of self-abuse. Like, how can you love yourself if you don't know who you are, if you never stand in that truth? Because, think about it. If you have a partner, husband, boyfriend that you love, or your parents, you love them because you know who they are. So turn that around on yourself, right? How can you, self-abuse is really easy. It's like being unaware position, because if you don't know who you are, you can't love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, trust me, you won't be successful in anything that you take on. So I don't want to say that you won't be successful. What I'm trying to say is that it is an easy way. It's a compass. It's a route. For example, if you're trying to go from A to B in your life, and you're in a new city, with a map, you'll get there much faster, right? And you have confidence. Same thing in life. If you don't know who you are, you will take a big zigzag path. It will be full of pain. Why am I saying that? Because I've been there. I've been there where I didn't know who I was, and I put myself into these uncomfortable situations, always compromising who I was, and it wasn't fun. It drained my energy. And now I live in this beautiful place of knowing who I am, and no matter what difficult situation it is, I am always trusting in myself that I can solve it, whatever it is. And so authenticity is my big value. Another one of my big values is personal growth. So whenever difficult situations show up in my life, I find it's almost natural for me to take the perspective that this is for me, not to me. So if a difficult situation comes in my life, I never say, oh, this sucks. I always say, okay, this is creating some sort of pain in me. It's a trigger for me. It's a point of growth for me. How can I turn this around? How can I use it to my advantage? And Really, like it's all about perspective, you know. Life is about living, and having a good perspective really helps. And so you can do that. One of the ways you can do that is through your values. So I wanted to just make this video about on how to know who you are, which is through your values. Here's a 360 degrees of San Francisco neighborhood where I am, just standing right now. Such a beautiful place. Anyways, you guys have a good day. We'll talk later. Bye.